So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be doing unpopular opinions about your faves part 9. I know I have been on a roll. I just want to come out 2023, give it to you guys straight, no chaser, just be on and popping for you guys. I know you guys love this series and I'm definitely going to do more. It's kind of hard to do these series now because it's like I feel like I've said a lot, but usually I'm just scrolling down my explore page and I see an influencer or a celebrity or somebody that's y'all's fave and I'm like, what do I think about this person for real? But yes, this is unpopular opinions. Don't get too triggered. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my first unpopular opinion is Waka Flocka is actually a very decent person and completely contradicts the typical black male rapper stereotype. When I see Waka in the Shade Room comments or on podcast shows, he is usually saying a lot of facts and speaking on real things, unlike his counterparts who are still giving us a recipe to flip bricks. But for real, Waka seems way more level-headed and aware of social topics, and I don't think he gets as much credit for being accountable and also acknowledging a lot of things that exist in the community. I like how he's been in control of his own narrative for a while, and even though we don't hear music from him anymore for real, he's still been pretty active in a way that gives him a very cool reputation. My second unpopular opinion is Jeannie Mai had every right to change her mind about wanting children. Jeannie Mai was one of the hosts on the daytime talk show called The Real. It was originally her, Tamar Braxton, Adrian Bailon, Lonnie Love, and Tamara Mowry. In the beginning of the show, Jeannie did express how she wasn't interested in having kids and how she just didn't care to bring children into this world with her then husband. Well, her and her husband Freddie ended up divorcing, partially because of their inability to agree with her not wanting children and him wanting children. Months after their divorce, Jeannie Mai is dating young Jeezy. They get married a few years later, and then boom, she's pregnant, and now they have a daughter. I mean, she changed her mind. If she wanted to have kids now that she was in a different space, then I feel like that's fine. It is still wrong that she was married to Freddie for going on 11 years and then switched up on him just for her to end up dating somebody else months after the divorce and having a baby a few years after. But I do think she was allowed to change her mind. My third unpopular opinion is Blac Chyna was the original influencer. I may have said this before, but let me reiterate. I think Blac Chyna was the literal poster child and blueprint of everything you see on social media today. When I was in middle school and high school, I was an internet junkie. Even towards the end of elementary school, I'm not gonna lie. I remember making a Facebook at like the beginning of 6th grade, and I definitely had a MySpace in like 5th grade, I ain't gonna lie. But Blac Chyna was so prominent when it came to promoting beauty, hair, and fashion. Probably the first celebrity to even come out with an eyelash line. The way how girls do lash extensions now, yeah, you guys are Blac Chyna's sons because she was the original influencer. Everything the Kardashians and just the average social media user has in regards to the way how social media is done through influencing, especially with beauty, Blac Chyna started that. And she doesn't get enough credit because people don't like her for all of her crazy antics, but I just feel like Blac Chyna is somewhat likable, and yes, she's problematic and definitely polarizing, but I feel like she just deserves a little bit more respect for that aspect of her career, at least. I feel like why she went downhill was for many reasons, but one being that she tried to play God and cause the Kardashians their own karma. Messing with Rob Kardashian just because her baby daddy Tyga was dating Kylie, no. Because no. She still has done very questionable things over the years, but as it relates to what an influencer is, this woman really started by crawling and doing the inchworm on the floor just for everybody else to walk and run. My next unpopular opinion is Chris Brown isn't even cute anymore. Over the years, Chris Brown has been called out for so many things, and I think one of the biggest ones was his dislike or lack of physical attraction for black women who are his main fan base. But at some point there was a turning point for his appeal and his looks, and I think it was actually a while ago. Chris Brown was never my type physically, even though I do agree he was a heartthrob when we were younger. I remember everybody was Team Breezy, but Chris just ain't Chrising anymore. I don't want to say karma for how he views black women because I think that might be a reach, but I do think Chris Brown and his looks is definitely mid now. My next unpopular opinion is Soulja Boy is a clout chaser, like certified. The whole Drake joke was funny when it first came out. That was like, what, 5 years ago at this point? But the way how he trends now is literally just for clout. He recently went live calling out men, I'm assuming street guys or hood guys or rappers, for the fact that women are being shot these days. He referenced the whole Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion case, and I was like, I know the man who beat on his girlfriend Nia and kicked her in the stomach, causing her to lose her baby and miscarry. That Soulja? I know he is not opening his wide plate mouth and showing his teeth and chatting shit. Like, bye, Soulja. I barely saw men defending Megan from the jump. He's a clout chaser these days, and that's what he has become because he let that resurge of his fame be his new identity. My sixth unpopular opinion is Jania Michelle is definitely over NBA YoungBoy. Sometimes I find myself on the Shade Room Teens page, and I feel like people try to say that she's currently pregnant because NBA YoungBoy is in a happy relationship and he just got married, etc. I think Jania is actually the one who got away. Jania seems to be the only one who left when things got too bad and actually moved on, and is actually confidently with somebody else. The other baby moms still be tripping over Kentrell. Meanwhile, Jania really hasn't doubled back in years. I think we all know Kentrell is the one who is a bit bothered, but I think the two are definitely way better apart. My seventh unpopular opinion is Angela Simmons getting with Yo Gotti is a little bit alarming, but I'm not against it. I will say it is alarming because I'm always very weary of men who love bomb and wait in the cut for a while. However, I don't know. I think it'll work out. Angela is in a different stage of her life, and I think she's been able to rejuvenate herself after all the trauma she went through in the past. Something about Yo Gotti looks better with Angela on his arm. He still gives me Black Jimmy Neutron, but I really did like their pictures together. I'm not the biggest Yo Gotti fan, but I feel like I was one of the few that was actually a little bit here for them, so we'll see what happens in the future. My eighth unpopular opinion is I don't think Jada Cheaves bleached her skin. There has been conversation about her skin color being way lighter than what we remember it to be, and I'm not gonna lie, I have definitely noticed this. Like, I've been looking at photos of her when I see her on my Explore page, and I was like, she definitely looks brighter and more yellow. However, I don't think she bleached. Jada and even Arrogant Tay have been called out for allegedly bleaching, but I think it's just simply chemical peels. I got one last summer, and honestly, I was glowing. I've only ever gotten one, but I was so happy with the results, not because I was brighter, but because I was glowing. Face was clear, face was smooth. It was like my skin returned back to what I looked like as a baby or a toddler. Chemical peels don't keep you lighter. It removes a thin layer of skin, helps with hyperpigmentation, dark marks, and scarring. If you're someone that deals with that, you will do anything to remove it from your face. That's not bleaching, y'all. And people's skin tone will change and brighten when your blemishes fade. Now, I don't recall Jada really dealing with acne and scarring, but what do I know? But I definitely don't think she bleached her skin. I like that Jada has always represented the brown skin girl as being seen as attractive and the pinnacle of beauty since she has had her influence. My ninth unpopular opinion is Cardi B is not dropping a second album because she's too afraid to face that smoke. I'm actually in the process of doing a full video on this, but to me, Cardi B knows she cannot follow up from Invasion of Privacy, and she cannot compete with any of the real rap girls, and she doesn't want that smoke. Every time Cardi B has dropped a single, it has been met with controversy. WAP was controversial because of its sexual nature. Up was met with controversy for allegedly copying someone else's melody. Hot-ish was met with controversy because it didn't chart as much as her label thought. Even Money was met with controversy because it was simply a trash-ass song. I think Cardi knows good and well people are not expecting much from her, and she cannot follow up her freshman album, and we all know Cardi B is kind of soft when it comes to the internet. She will go back and forth with fans more than any other celebrity. I think Cardi B is an entertainer more than anything, and she has accepted that, and we should too. I don't think that there'll be another album, and if so, I don't think people will rave about it like they did Invasion of Privacy. My 10th and final opinion is Zonique Pullins and the OMG Girls can actually resurge their careers. I think Zonique low-key played herself because she did have a budding music career, like a solo music career in R&B, like kinda, and then she really just ended up a rapper baby mama. And then a rapper baby mama to a man who isn't even as relevant as her, nor respects her. Like, who even cares about him? I feel like her perception prior to all of that was so positive because she's so unproblematic and people really like her. Now, I feel like she got casted off as just like the rest when the girl actually has talent. OMG Girls was my ish in middle school and in high school. I really loved them. I see that the ladies are still friends, and I think coming out with a rebrand of them being more mature and showing that they've also grown with their audience would be so successful. Like, people would be here for it. I know I would. I hope to see the OMG Girls make a return. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your thoughts on my unpopular opinions. Did I trigger you? What do you think? Let me know. If you haven't already, go stream my song Ballin'. It is out on all platforms. Link down below in the description box. And don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, especially my Instagram. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
I'ma call him when I need some money. I ain't tryna wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch. Leave it by the gate. My brother counting money up. My sis driving the getaway. It's Queen Chioma trigger, cause you know I make it ricochet. Told y'all it's the ceremony. Every day a cabaret. Get out my way, I'm out the way. They say I'm out the ordinary. All my favorite cousins up, they round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20 I said I'ma call him when I need some money, I ain't tryna wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch, leave it by the gate. Call my favorite cousins up, they round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20K.